Hi there. Well, that test went okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do more of the same, but I'm going to try and take more pictures and kind of give you a bit of a heads up to some of the other stuff that's going on. Okay, now just here. That's the entrance to my loft. It's got a special device here that slots in. Just a pole with like a little screwdriver attachment. Just give that a twist. And there it is. The loft of doom. Now the same instrument, if I turn it around the other way, just let that hang down, get the general idea. Now then, that slips into the little hole there. Then you pull it, and the ladder drops down to sort of halfway position. Like this. Well, there's a little catch just under here, and you click that catch and the ladder comes all the way down, clicks in, and now you have a very sturdy ladder on the floor all the way up to the top. This is where the fun begins. I hope you're finding this a lot more interesting already, because I must admit I could probably only stomach watching the first trial 2 or 3 times. Right now, we had a brief look at some random objects before, but didn't really get an idea of the full picture, the full problem. So I'm just going to stick the audio recorder up again somewhere. I don't have to worry about it. I should be able to pick up most of the stuff that's going on. Okay. Well, I guess I'll start taking pictures. So you have a mixing desk here. Let me tell you what things are. You can see for yourself. These are the sort of things that I need to sort out. Most of them aren't even usable kind of devices. Here's something that will probably come in useful. It's just open it up. Become a bit more obvious what that is. Okay. Old stereos. I've hardly thrown away anything. It's the residents of the loft just here. Cute little guys. Christmas decorations. I bought these new this year actually. They're quite good. Very old keyboard. Various bits and bobs. Okay, one thing I will do to spare you too much boredom is I will edit the audio on this one. Okay, now this is a classic. This is definitely going to be taken in. Now, I'm not sure if I've still got the strap, but towards the late 80s there was a movement for bands to use keyboards with guitar straps, and this was Yamaha's own domestic version. Such a thing. The one good thing about it, well, one of the good things about it is it actually has one of these, which is a MIDI port, so you can plug that into any big keyboard of the modern generation. jam away. Okay, now I think I'll... Right, there's definitely more stuff here. I'm just going to chuck. There's absolutely no point keeping some of this shit. So what I'll do is I think I'll convert this box into a instantly chuck box. That's the kind of thing we're dealing with. Okay. There'll be some handy stuff. These sort of things. Beads. They'll be from one of the Mardi Gras things I've been to. Might actually drop those into the uni. Okay. Insulation tape. Right, I think I'll probably take that in as well. Oh, I need a box to stick this stuff I'm gonna transport in. Not sure what I did with the other box. Okay. Really, we have a problem. Okay, I can see a box over here which doesn't have too much stuff in it, so I'm going to try and rescue that one. Let's go down the line a bit here. Up on top of the box. Okay, this is the kind of stuff I've got to move in order to get to the box. Can you see what it is yet? You tell yet? Obviously, it's a Night Rider lampshade. Quite sure when I'm going to use that again. Oh my god. Okay, this is an unexpected find. It's me dressed up as a wrestling fisherman for the film Flatliners. Just not a very good shot, so no wonder I hid that up here. Self-adhesive floor tiles. Now these sort of things are the sort of things I buy in Poundland. Whole set, thinking I'm going to end up doing a floor, realising they're really worth the money. Here's a box for one of my electronic games, which I guess you're supposed to keep. So that will be kept. So I've got that downstairs somewhere, but I'm sure it still works. I'm sure it does. Oh, this is an old DVD player recorder thing gave me. It stopped being able to record. My friend Ben was asking for a DVD player, so I'll put that ready to take down. And find the remote as well. Right, this is the box I saw. It's almost empty. What we've got here? Sci-Fi Channel promo dub lists. Why I have kept these? No, there's nothing on the back. Okay, right. Now, see, this is where it gets worrying, because I've probably sorted through all this stuff at least once before, and for some reason I decided I was going to keep these. Really want to focus on that. Oh, I don't want that at all. Hang on, I'll just stick it up there. There's a guy called Adam Mycroft will know exactly what these are. Basically, every time you put a promo into the system, you'd write all the time codes down of that promo and you'd sign them off. So if you'd made a mistake, they'd know you who'd done it. Okay. Right, those I'm afraid will just have to be chucked now. And what's this? This is a plastic bag. Really want to go there. Some fabric and letters. Okay, well, we've got some box. And the box is now empty. And the dream would be to have this loft full of empty boxes. Things away in there. Okay. One keyboard, guitar. Got a collection of soft toys here. And one lightsaber. Bloody hell, okay. That's a tricky one. Don't remember that at all. Don't know what to say. Is that a keeper? Or I guess I could keep it. It's Valentine's Day. Yes! This guy's definitely going in. Okay. There's a few other memorable characters in here. I never really liked Gonzo. No idea why he's supposed to be a popular character at all. A few characters in the Muppet Show that I don't really get. In fact, my niece would agree that Rolf the dog is very unimpressive. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a child's boat, which I bought for my nieces probably about 5 years ago. Never got to them, obviously. Ages 3 to 6. Well, they're older than that now. I guess I'll take that to the MA bass room. Studio, I mean. You take that to the MA studio. Along with that. Again, the reflection is too much. Always stick things at an angle, and the flash won't bounce straight back at you. It's a photography tip. Is that the only one you're going to get? Ah. That won't mean a lot to a lot of people. I'm sure some of my other friends would recognise that. If you want to make a post, anyone about telling me what that is, I guess I'll give you a prize if you get it right. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, that's an obvious clue to what it is. Two obvious clues. Check that shit out. Okay. Now this guy actually still covered in shit. He was covered in shit when I bought him. I don't know whether he's washable. I feel a bit bad taking him in. The zip is fully functional. It doesn't actually look too well. It's a toughie. I think he probably could do with a good wash, and then we'll see. Odie. I mean, these guys, I think they probably will all be put on shelves. I'm going to be putting some shelves up in the house soon. I picked some up in IKEA. 3 floating shelves, £4 a pop in their sale the other day. I only went in for some coat hangers. Oh, Jesus, right. This is the kind of thing there's probably an embarrassingly large amount of in the loft. These are definitely going to be displayed on shelves. The point is, if I'm ashamed to display them on a shelf and they're just going to stay in the loft, then I don't really think I should keep hold of anything like that at all. It's ridiculous. Oh well, that will look familiar to some of you. It's another boat, child's boat. Okay. Right, reaching down inside this thing. Okay. Ultra. That's the kind of thing you find as well. I think. You see, I could probably find the rest of that given time, so I won't chuck it immediately. Now that is one cute parrot. Yeah, I can't wait to get these all downstairs. Yeah, that's going to happen. I'm going to leave that box alone now because I'm not actually getting anywhere with that one. In fact, I'll put a few things back in it, including this guy. Right. That's my one of my first travelling bags, so still kept that. It's probably still quite useful actually. Look at that whole badminton set. Now the garden's a bit of a state at the moment. I won't be revealing that. It's actually better than it was at the moment, but that's a badminton set. I'd quite like to get that set up. It's a solo badminton racket. Not sure if that's a good make or not really. Actually, if you wanted to see where I'm reaching into this little hole here. No, it's goes right back into the corner. I don't know if you can get a sense of scale. Okay, so there's one of the many video game accessories I've got. The problem with this one is I bought it there's the box. Look inside the box. There's no disc. So what is the point in that, having that? Can't even play the game. It's the kind of stuff I'm dealing with. I mean, that's obviously going to stay up here for now. This isn't going very well. I should have a lot more things to take down by now. Maybe that's a... I should make a note of that, mental note. Try and get the game off eBay. I don't have to go for more than £1. Oh, God. The rucksack. Now, oh dear, that's the one I took on my round the world trip. It started to go mouldy. Not great. Okay. This is interesting. I've got a box here. It may well have some good stuff in it. Hits for 6 original games on CD-ROM. Kellogg shower radio. I think, you know, these things could be quite collectible, you know. In fact, what I might do is I might take that in, clean him up. A lot of these things do actually need to be cleaned up. Purple knife, perfectly child safe. Again, a tricky one. I need another pile of things to possibly keep. Now, playing cards. Not sure if playing cards have become more popular since the single Poker Face by Lady Gaga brought back into the public consciousness. They can definitely go to join the other artifacts. Leather belt. Now that is one small leather belt. It was definitely mine at some point. I think the thing about this, and I will be throwing this, I think. Maybe not. No, I can give that to someone. Someone will want that. It's very close. Oh, it's not going to work. Macro mode. You see that? Yes, you can. Made in England. Not many things you'll be able to find without it these days. Okay, right, plastic box. That's going. That's just, I don't even need to talk about that. That's going. David Beckham. That's a Euro 2000 CD which you put in your computer and it'll do something. That's going straight in the bin. This is the sort of thing that really winds me up. You see, it's a piece of plastic. It obviously is the base of a tree or something. Where the rest of that thing, I don't know. If I chuck it now, the tree or whatever it is will turn up, and then I'll be, oh, why did I chuck it? Okay, I'm going to chuck it. Okay, now this is one of those things. Well, I'm just going to take it in. I don't care really. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Now this is quite cute. It's a cat made out of glass with a little, I don't know, sort of, I don't even know what sort of thing you call that inside, little bit of glass coloration type thing. Oh, tape. Soft reggae, and it's copyright of Global Television. It's tricky. Now if I had something that played tapes in the bass room, these sort of things would actually be quite fun. People could put them on themselves. Tricky. Very tricky. I think I can live without soft reggae. Again, that's being chucked in the bin. This purple knife's pissing me off actually. I'm not sure. I'll give you another look at that. If that's rescuable, if anyone would want that, I think I'll take it in. Just left me with Union Jack patch. Take that in. Actually, this is, I'm starting to get stuff. I'm starting to get somewhere now. And not only that, I've got an empty box. Now, I think what I'll do now is I'll turn that box into a recycling box, so I can put paper in that. Another rucksack, TEFL International rucksack. I did a TEFL course in Thailand. I learned how to teach English. It's such a long time ago. In this case here, now what I've got here is a case. Inside the case, quite a nice keyboard if I remember rightly. Now the trouble is, these sort of things, I inevitably leave the batteries in them. You come back to them and you find the batteries in them after terminals of them. The thing I liked about this is it has sound effects. Forest, ocean, street, space walls, rainy day, evening, concert hall, wild western. It's got quite convincing sounds. Well, quite a nice piano. I think they're sort of like sampled sounds, so they sound pretty good, and it's still got MIDI in and out. Let's check the battery compartment. Empty. Good. So I'm going to put that back in the case, and because it's not getting any love, I mean, actually I'm more tempted to take that in to the MA bass room than the guitar one. Simply because people can actually play something like halfway decent on that one. So that's going in. Guitar keyboard is coming out. It's to live another day. Here we have a bag. Wow, that's Christmas lights. I can go a bit further back. Here's a Okay, alright, this is, we're getting somewhere now. These shoes I bought to take with me on my round the world trip. Very light, very comfortable. Very cheap, even though they've got a so-called, or possibly a very expensive designer, who knows, but they're about £10. They're going away, they're going in the bin for the simple reason, what happened to them, courtesy of Poppy the dog, she ate them. She took a great big bite out of the back, which I will now reveal. I stopped in at my friend Dickie B and Claire's house on the round the world trip in Christchurch, and the dog got hold of my shoes, gave him a chew, and rather than buying a new set of shoes, Dickie gave me a bit of black gaffer tape. Here, I'll put the black gaffer tape on. Good as new. Got into many trendy bars and clubs with these on without any worries at all. Being chucked now though, I've got the pictures, I've got the evidence, Dickie and Claire. The sad thing is, the house that I stayed in got destroyed in the recent earthquake. There's some half decent shoes. There's some deck shoes. They're quite nice actually. Maybe I should take those downstairs. I might need those soon. Okay. Tricky. Keep them up here for now, but in plain view. There's another bag of shoes. This is tricky. Okay, yeah, the lamp shade. Now I've just chucked one of these away. I found another one. You see, now it's a pair. Probably easy to get rid of, but anyway, I'll chuck that one now. Alright, this is getting to the point where it's leaning over quite far. It's getting quite dangerous, I think. So a lot of this stuff's really jammed in. Oh! Oh yes, now this is one of the things I bought when I was kind of getting into action figures. I've always been into computer games, kind of been into action figures. Sometimes the twain will meet. And here we are, Final Fantasy VII collectible figures. I think, I'm not sure, it might be worth more than £10 anyway, I don't know. Oh, look at that, got my camera strap in the picture. How many times that's happened. Okay. Well, they're definitely not going to go to waste. And I think that will be eBay at some point. I could take a break, but I'm not going to. This video might end up being so long, I end up having to split it into two, or three, or four. Senor Frog's Bar and Grill. That's just got to be chucked. Or should I give it to my nieces? Maybe they could use the beads for stuff. But I think the beads are actually glued on to the string. Can't really be used for anything else. Chuck it. It's starting to get to me now. I can feel the weight of it all on top of my head and my shoulders. Oh, now here we go. Now that is a find. People will recognise this. People who know will recognise this. This is a small version of the big one I've got in the studio. I'll take that and reunite it with the other one. Now I'm quite excited because if I look hard enough, I might be able to find the other one too. Oh God. It's not too cool, is it? Okay, I'm not even going to talk about this. It's just disgraceful. I'd actually buy such an item and never use it. Interesting stuff in there. Right, well, there's some stuff that go just straight downstairs, I think. This game's for the old video games downstairs. Lots of stuff in this box. What's this? Right, there was a time when these were being released, interactive story songbooks, and it basically has all the original tunes, teaches you how to play them on musical instruments. Trouble is, minimum specification Windows 95 only. You can't even play them anymore. I mean, what I should do is just try and buy a really old PC which has Windows 95 on it, if they're still for sale, and I can play some of these old things. Like this. What spec's this? It's handy, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. MS-DOS 5 or higher. Oh my God. Okay. Right, so that works under MS-DOS. Fantastic. Do you want to see it? There you go, 5 Star Trek games. A comb. Well, I haven't got one of those at the studio. That might not be useful. Okay, that's going up there. More pens. Yeah. And that is a classic. Is it in there? It is. It is in there. Okay. I think they were going to do a remake. I don't know if it's even been released yet, but it is a seminal game. So yeah, that's definitely a reason to get an old PC that plays the old shit. Full day CD. Oh, some good tracks on there. It's one of the free CDs you get with the newspapers. Again, need to angle it probably. Depth of field on this camera's too much. Chuck it. Oh no, I don't know actually. No, some half decent tracks on there. I'm going to have to try and edit some of this stuff out. I'm really sorry, people. I'm wittering on more than usual. Okay, right, there's enough stuff in here. I'm going to move it into another. Let's try and move it into another box. Material things that I may well get rid of. Okay. This is a recent purchase relatively. A quick pitch tent. Stick it up in no time at all. Now it's camouflaged and I don't know, now it's getting warmer. It's quite tempting just to go for little drives. Wander into the woods. That will open up in about 10 seconds flat and crash anywhere. I'm sort of right to think this country's not really great for. Well, you know, it's a free country, but you can't shoot where you want, even in the wildlife. Okay, there's one of those things you get that you remain unopened. It remains unopened, and you hope it's going to be worth something one day. That's quite a cool thing to have. That would definitely be put on one of the shelves. I'll get the shelves put up downstairs. Oh, that's good. I'm getting quite positive now because there's a lot of things like that that I'll actually keep and will actually be willing to display. Okay, that's cool. Matt Shelley lived with us for a while. The best, I think I can honestly say the best housemate I've ever had. You might want that. Or perhaps there's another mat somewhere that would want it. I'm going to see him in a few weeks. Okay. Tricky. Okay, I'm going to chuck that. It's going to go all the way down the stairs and I'll take it to him and then you can decide. It's just, I mean, there are a few friends who have kind of, they know what I'm like, they know I'll not throw anything away, they actually give me stuff to store for them, which is pretty fatal, as in, they usually never contact me to want them back, and then I'm just left with all this. This is the other corner of the loft. I guess I'll take a picture of this. I'll take a picture of one corner. Another rucksack. So that's a total of 3 rucksacks I've discovered. You can see I'm very aware that I'm actually sorting things out. I'm just moving things around as well. Another poster. It's actually a great poster. It's laminated too. It's on the so much stuff I can't even take a proper picture of it. The tagline Terminator 2 is "It's nothing personal," which is kind of my mantra really. And whatever happens, you shouldn't take it personally. It's quite disturbing to come across bags like this because you kind of know you've sorted this stuff out before. And it's probably all to be chucked away, but you can't be sure. So you're going to have to sort it out again. Oh, that's interesting. It's got some physio things that I was given when I had my knee operation. I'll just lay those out. There we are, none of that. Now that, strictly speaking, I should have probably kept doing those. I'm going to chuck them. They were laminated by, I think it was my sister's laminator at the time. I quite liked it. I've got my own laminator in the end. So the present. Okay, now this is typical. Screwdrivers, tools. Lots of those. going to stick that, I'll actually take that along because I've got the screws that would be useful for, ready to put the shelves up in the studio. Now, okay, right. That's actually, I found that in the back of a seat when I was in Asia. Down the back, panda eye shades, which are actually quite good. Let's try that on. Okay. Right, I haven't done this yet. Oh, I'm sure you know what I look like. Let's see how that turns out. Ugh. That is exactly the kind of face I'm making the whole way through this. I mean, it's knackered. It's going to the base room, it's going to the studio. It's going to the studio. I mean, there's only 3 rooms we use basically in this MA course. The base room, the studio and the boardroom. I can't even get the names right, can I? Oh, this is depressing. Right, I think I'm going to stop recording in a minute and just get down to it because it's actually slowing me down doing this commentary and taking pictures. Slowing me down quite a lot. Some wrapping paper. Wrapping paper is something I seem to get a huge overspill of because it comes up in the loft and then I think wrapping paper, I don't think, oh, you've got some in the loft, I think, oh, you need to buy some wrapping paper, so I go and buy that. Here's a light. I did replace all my lights in the house, the lampshades anyway, with ones from Argos, all the same, different colours, just to sort of make it look like a sort of house style, as it were, and things like this. So I've got consigned to the loft, which is lovely. So, a couple more cute parts. If you look inside it, you can see just how long I must have had it for. Hang on, I'll go like this. Ugh. Right, just rubbed off some of the dust. There you go. Probably needs a good home. Maybe my nieces would like it. I don't know. Anyone who likes parrots. That is such a load of old tat. Okay, right, that's easy. Wrapping paper. Go there. Some more waste paper. Wrapping paper. I've got a huge box here. Oh, right, this is a real positive move. Box that is now empty, and I can just chuck the whole lot. Oh, no, I tried to chuck that down the stairs, it didn't work. jet black refill pack. Okay, that could be handy. Give that to Dad. I think he still uses an old printer. After this one, I'll seriously give it a break. Okay. Old bicycle light, easy. That's very much old tech. A mouse. What connector does it have? Okay. That's quite a new type connector. That will actually definitely be a keeper. Here's a pull mouse. And these are, sometimes they go wrong. If you just unclip the bottom, it's a dangerous thing to do, is it? It's out, and you take the ball out, like so. Inside, you'll see the rollers, and sometimes they get a bit gunk on them. All I do is get my fingernail and give them a little scratch. And it gets all the dried skin off the rollers. Give it a little blow. Stick the ball back in. Put the catch back on. Quite often they then work as good as new. So that's a keeper. One of the computers I rescued from work. It's quite a find. A safe light for a dark room, made by Philips. I do actually have a colour black and white enlarger downstairs, possibly going to end up in the hands of one Anthony O'Donnell. I think he's much more deserving of it than anyone else I know, as he might actually use it. There's the front cycle lamp. Now this is definitely a case of, oh my god, the batteries are definitely still in it because of the weight, and yeah, they look absolutely fine. See what date they expire. Oh, that's not bad. September 96. Still going strong. As in, they haven't corroded and eaten anything. This is where it becomes a dilemma, because I now have a front and a back light for bike, even in the old school. I'm actually warming up to the fact that these are going to go into the studio, because they're a pair, they both probably work. Oops, that's broken on them. Shit. Right, this guy is a talking parrot, and I don't know if he talks anymore, but I guess I have to test that out before I get rid of him. Someone would find that amusing, much like picking up a little later than Billy Bass. Here's another mouse. This one has an old style connector. Oh my goodness, no, it's even worse than that. Switch all between Atari and Amiga. Whoops, again. So basically that will work on an Atari 520 or an Amiga 1200 or whatever. There's a little, I'm not sure what they call it. I guess, well, it wasn't originally an Atari connector. They had the VCS system. Alright, that'll go downstairs with all the computer shit. Whole alcohol bottle that is used as a candle holder can be chucked. Even if I do find another one, I'm interested. Keeper. Studio. This is actually part of a holder for a lovely hi-fi cabinet I had, which is now sort of disintegrated. It's good metal though. Keep that. That's a lead. Probably an old hard disk, or floppy disk rather, lead. And now we're getting into some more interesting stuff. Now that Andrew Pratt will remember. And we went through a stage all loving the Bill and Ted's films, and he printed up some of those. So I'm actually gonna, that's a definite keeper, as in I've got the photo, I don't need to keep it. Oh great, this is great. It's my trumpet certificate saying I passed a grade 3. That is brilliant. That is something I need to put in my file of achievements. Postcard unused, so that can get chucked away. Some of the stuff I'm not even going to talk about because it's quite painful actually. Yep. Got some nasty things in here. Reminds me of past problems. What's this? Inland revenue. No, it's not important. There's gems. These are gems, some of them. And that belongs on the bookcase. I'm sure it's very different these days. Become famous. So that's going to go downstairs and find a better home. Ha! Here we are. Promotional postcard for ITV Digital. Now the monkey's actually been taken over by PG Tips now to promote their tea. I don't know, that's really kitsch. That's cool, that's definitely going to the studio. Now that little guy, he's downstairs. I'll keep that. It's basically what he says, what he means. So he's got quite a vocabulary, little dude. Although I seem to remember him stopping working soon after I bought him, but I do remember him actually coming alive in the bag just after I bought him, and he was sort of shaking and getting excited, and I was actually in a music club and it was quite disturbing. Self-adhesive labels, they're black labels. Why would I use black labels? Oh, hang on a sec. I've just spotted something. British made. Bloody hell. Keeper, I guess. Oh, this box is nearly empty now. Oh. That's lovely. That's probably a keeper. It's not exactly from a very nice time, but it's actually someone, one of my old bosses, geeing me up and wishing me well. Here's a little name tag thing for a present or something, not used. Won't be used, that's going to be chucked. Yeah, near the bottom now of this box. That's the only couple of things. Now there, they're pens for a printer plotter that I had on Commodore 64. I don't know if they'll actually be any good. They would actually go into the printer plotter, which was on a kind of rail. It would go up and down the paper, drawing the words or drawing the pictures. That's good. While I was doing that, I tipped the thing up and they all slid out. Right, I'll stick that in that box. A bit of metal from the hi-fi cabinet. Took out all the crap. Just an empty box. Oh,